Most retail investment advice is a collection of high-fee statistical distractions. Stock market volatility is often a localized reaction to short-term emotional trading patterns. Compound interest is the only mathematical force that rewards passive patience over active effort. Inflation acts as a silent 3% to 6% annual tax on stagnant cash reserves. A unit trust is essentially a communal pool of capital managed by a centralized entity. Diversification is not a growth strategy, but a defensive hedge against total loss. Passive index funds consistently outperform 90% of actively managed portfolios over 10-year cycles. Management fees of just 1% can erode up to 25% of a lifetime's total returns. How do individuals with low initial capital build significant institutional wealth? The mechanism relies on the consistent exploitation of the equity risk premium. A business model like a car wash generates high cash flow with minimal inventory risk. Capital investment in automated machinery reduces long-term labor costs to nearly zero. Service-based businesses scale through efficiency rather than physical commodity sales. Debt is a tool that accelerates growth when the return on capital exceeds the interest rate. Consumer debt for depreciating assets is the primary driver of generational poverty. Tax-free savings accounts are the most efficient legal structure for capital preservation. Dividends represent a direct share of a corporation's surplus labor and production. Real estate values fluctuate based on localized scarcity and infrastructure development. The immune person mentioned at 1 minute is someone who understands the velocity of money. This financial metric measures how quickly a single unit of currency moves through an economy. High velocity indicates a healthy, productive cycle of reinvestment and growth. A share of stock is a legal claim on a company's future earnings and physical assets. Market crashes are mathematically necessary corrections for overinflated asset bubbles. Panic selling during a downturn locks in temporary losses as permanent financial damage. Dollar cost averaging removes the psychological burden of attempting to time the market. The unresolved mystery from the mosquito analysis was the production of 1-methylpiperazine. This chemical effectively hides the human scent from a biological predator's radar. In finance, the equivalent masking agent is the systematic automation of monthly contributions. It hides the capital from your own impulsive spending habits before you can access it. A business is simply a solution to a problem that people are willing to pay to remove. The car wash succeeds because it solves the problem of time poverty for the vehicle owner. Location scouting for physical businesses depends entirely on high-density traffic flow data. Scalability is the ability to increase revenue without a proportional increase in operating costs. Most people trade their time for money, which is a non-scalable biological limitation. The wealthy trade their capital for other people's time or for automated systems. The only way to achieve 100% financial protection is through multiple uncorrelated income streams. Relying on a single paycheck is the professional equivalent of standing in a mosquito swarm. One event can remove your entire defense system instantly and without warning. The 1-methylpiperazine produced by the immune person is a genetic anomaly for some. For others, it is a metabolic byproduct of a very specific, nutrient-dense diet. If you cannot produce it naturally, you must rely on the mechanical fan of a diversified portfolio. Both systems rely on creating a physical or mathematical environment where the threat cannot land. True wealth is the ability to maintain your current lifestyle indefinitely without further labor. It is measured in time, not in the numerical balance of a digital bank account. The system works because the math is indifferent to your feelings or your background. Focus on the mechanism of growth and the removal of avoidable management leaks. Everything else is just noise designed to keep you participating in a losing game. If you want more things that work,